Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the Ace of Cups popping out there. This is your bonus reading for June. This is just going to be a short Celtic cross. I have a little bit of a time crunch this weekend, so we're just going to do short readings. But to make up for it, I'm going to be giving away 4 personal readings with me. So if you've ever wanted a personal reading, now's your chance. There will be a link down below in the pinned comment where you can enter. Also, leave a comment below to enter. But that's going to be that. So let's see what is going on for you here. I feel like saying things that make you go, right, Gemini? That's what I feel like saying in your reading here. There's something you see as a wish. You end with a star. You have the 10 of Cups here. It's like there's something you know will make you happy quickly as well because you have the 8 of Wands here as well. So I see this as something that you see as, that could make you very happy, but there's like some sort of decision that needs to be made. I feel like that star could be a goal, wish, dream, could be a person, but I really don't think it's just like one thing. I feel that, we have Pluto in Aquarius next year. It's retrograding to Capricorn right now. It was in Aquarius this year, but it's going to be officially next year. And, to me, I think that pretty much everyone probably has some sort of inner calling to their North Star. Your North Star is basically something that like motivates you to success, or something that you aim at in life to become successful. Kind of like having a why. Some people call it your why, and that's how I see the star here. What's kind of making me hesitate in this reading is this 2 of Swords, like needing to make a decision to move towards it. The other interesting thing is, sorry, I wanted to do this, is that the Temperance card is also making me hesitate. I don't consider the Temperance card to be a bad card, of course, but, what I will say is it's like trying to make things perfect. There is kind of a star behind the Temperance card. It's a glowing crown on the Temperance card. That path that is on a traditional Temperance card is the path to glory. It's like the path to, your star, and it literally would be going this way. So let's dig into this. For your crossing energy with that 2 of Swords, you have the 4 of Swords. Some of you, I feel like, need a break but can't take a break. Literally, that's what's popping into my head. So, maybe you need some time for yourself, or you're hoping to take some time for yourself, but it's like you can't. And, I totally get that. Maybe there's some certain responsibilities in the way, or some things that you have to take care of in life. We all have those things, of course. And it's like, but I have this feeling that you need a break, or if there are things that you can do to take a break, even if you can't, I would do it. Maybe I always tell people like 5 minutes of meditation, can work wonders. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. Like maybe it's not going to improve your life in like 2 minutes, right? Or, the first day, but I promise if you meditate for 5 minutes for like a month, it will add up over time. So it's like, can you take those moments I think those moments are much more valuable than you realize right now. This could also be like going for a walk. I always say like going for a walk changed my life. Literally, I was stuck for many years, and it wasn't until I started walking every single day that my life changed. It's like, I was in this position in my life where I was punishing myself because I was like not finding success. I wasn't doing anything. My life wasn't going anywhere. So it's like I was punishing myself by just staying in my room all day and doing nothing. And I'm convinced that going for a walk every single day is what changed my life, because I was moving the energy forward. And I kind of feel that for some of you with this 4 of Swords. It's like saying to me, going this way as well, that something needs to change, and that's what we're going to dig into. Next, in the area of your thoughts, you have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So, number one, I do feel like there could be love coming in for you if you want it. It could be a fire sign for sure. I feel like you always get fire with me, so definitely could be a fire sign. I know I get a lot of comments from you, Gemini in particular, saying you always say it's a fire sign, but I'm not making it up. Here it is, right here, King of Wands. So for those of you that are about to leave that comment, sorry, but I can't control what cards come out. So it is what it is. You don't have to date anyone, so, the choice is yours. But what I would say here is that it could be a fire sign. I would say it's someone very bold, very assertive. And again, it could just be a person who's very bold, very assertive, entrepreneurial, hardworking, all those things as well. But I also kind of feel like this is you showing up here. I feel like you are bold and assertive. Going this way, 10 of Swords to the 8 of Wands, it's almost like saying ending something, and he's pointing to the past here, which is funny, which would be this lover situation. So it's almost like some of you could be ending a part of yourself, number one, because the lovers would be you. And even in your foundation, you have the Page of Wands. It's funny that he's coming up in the foundation. I'm getting the words like new understanding. And I feel like some of you, it's like you could just have some sort of new understanding in life, or a new understanding on like things that need to come to an end in your life. And so by doing that, you're kind of growing up. The Page of Wands sometimes can be considered like immature. And I'm not saying that you're immature, but we all are immature. It's like, if I think back to 5 years ago, I was an idiot. So, you know what I mean? It's like, I am always trying to change, and I'm always trying to make my last year self look like a complete dumbass. That should be everybody's goal, because that's how we grow, right? And, there's something in society today where I don't know what it is, but it's like if you change your mind about things, or if you learn something new and you start talking about things differently, people are always like, oh, but you used to believe this, XYZ. So, I think we need to be not afraid to change, because I think society is trying to make people afraid to change for whatever weird freaking reason it is. But I will always change my mind. I will always try to prove my old self wrong about things. And, I feel like that's the maturity. The reason I'm talking about this is because I think that's the maturity that's going on here. Ten of Swords, letting things die, Temperance, so that they can change. Literally, this is what you are doing, and I feel like this is bringing a sense of maturity. You are a Gemini. Lovers coming up in your past, but I think Gemini, of course, is the sign of kind of looking at all sides of issues and being able to come to a conclusion yourself. But it's also about seeing both sides. Geminis, I think, are really, really good at seeing both sides of an issue. Like maybe some of you do see both sides of something, right? It's like you see the good and the bad and everything, or you just kind of can understand where two sides are coming from. The interesting thing is that, again, I do feel like some of you are kind of coming to your own conclusions, though. It's like you're getting to this point where maybe you are making your own decisions. For others, I do feel like you are letting something from the past that was love die. You have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is something that's dead, done, over with. So it's like you're completely releasing something finally from the past. And, you're doing this so you can transform your life, is what I would say going this way. I also feel like going this way, you're looking for something more kind of like mature. This is coming up over the next few months, the Eight of Wands. And Eight of Wands represents quick movement and momentum. If I were you, I would be very, very focused on momentum. At this time, momentum is really important. Like if something is working in your life, I wouldn't don't get lazy. I feel, and not that you would, Gemini, not calling you out here, but I'm just saying keep the momentum going. I always tell a story. I have a buddy who worked in real estate, and he was doing a certain type of marketing to get people into his real estate business, and he was doing extremely well. Then he stopped doing the marketing, and for a couple of months he kept that marketing kept coming in, people kept coming in because he had built up the momentum. But all of a sudden one day his business basically dried up because he stopped doing what he was doing to make himself successful in the first place. He rested on his laurels. He just didn't keep it going, and so he lost a year's worth of momentum in a matter of months. And I feel like this is saying, if something is working, keep moving forward, keep doing the thing that is leading to success. I also have been saying for 2 years now that I think it's super freaking important that we pay attention to what is working. With this YouTube channel, for example, it's I pay attention to everything. I have spreadsheets and everything for this YouTube channel because I'm a nerd, number one. Number two, it's I want to make sure that I understand what makes videos good, what makes them bad. I'm always looking at that stuff. I'm always working on things, changing things to make sure that I'm doing the stuff that makes the channel successful. And I think that's reflected in my numbers clearly. So, not saying this to brag, but, again, if I can do it, you can do it. So, I would say that, paying attention to what's working in all areas of life is going to be very important for you, and kind of keeping the momentum going is going to lead to quick success. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Ten of Cups. Love it. Ten of Cups is amazing, feeling very supported, feeling the love, right? And this, I'm not even just talking about love. I'm talking about, support and love from people you care about. It doesn't have to be love relationships. So I feel like you're feeling very supported, or over the next few months, this summer, I feel like you are going to feel very supported. If you do want love, I do feel, again, that someone very solid could be coming in for you. Probably not this month. I mean, you might be thinking about a person or whatever, but I think it's something, it just feels a little bit slow to me, but not even in a bad way. It's maybe you start out as friends with a person, person, and then it just kind of, goes from there. So I kind of get that feeling. Could be I feel like this person wants a family. I feel like they're very family focused, and for the most part, obviously that's not going to be true for all of you, but for most of you, I think it is. Next, in the area of what are we doing? Oh yeah, your future feelings. You have the Temperance card. I feel like you feel the power. It's like you feel like you can change your circumstances, or that you can change things. Sometimes I feel with the Temperance card, Temperance is alchemy. It's turning one thing into another. And I just feel that, like, over the years, maybe you have been able to turn certain situations around in your life that were not maybe going in the right direction. And because of that, I feel like it's making you feel powerful, like you can change your circumstances. And when we just feel that way, then we do. Then we do change our circumstances. So, love it. And finally, you have the Star as your outcome. Amazing. Definitely like a wish or a dream come true. Or I feel there's like some success coming in for you here with the Star. So I really like to see that. I also feel like there's good stuff coming up for you with the Star card, like wish fulfillment. There's like some sort of wish fulfillment coming in here. Let's see where this is going. With the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords, you have the Knight of Cups. Definitely new love if you want it. Knight in shining armor with the Knight of Cups. So if you want love, that looks really good. If you don't want love, again, the Knight of Cups can be a dream. He's normally like looking into that cup and he's dreaming of his future life, which the whole entire reading, we talked about this at the beginning with that Star card, is like some sort of future dream, wish, goal, whatever. But he needs to start planting seeds. He needs to start getting to work. He's in the desert, but he's standing in front of water. So it's like he's in a position where he thinks that he's in the desert. There's nothing to do. But if you plant seeds, they will grow. With the King of Wands in the area of your thoughts, what do you know? You have the Knight of Pentacles. Literally the card of planting seeds. Normally, the Knight of Pentacles has an empty field behind him, and he has all the knowledge and wisdom he needs to be successful. He's the only knight that represents no movement. All he has to do is put in the work, and he will be very successful. With the Page of Wands, you have the Three of Cups here. Definitely a celebration, or there are celebrations coming in for you. With that Ten of Cups as well, I would encourage you to just have celebrations. I mean, if there are people inviting you out or inviting you to celebrations, I would go, not for any other reason than just have fun. I keep telling people that we are entering into a very serious time. Like, the energy is going to be very serious, and serious is boring. So I always tell people, like, we need to, yes, it's very serious. The energy will feel serious. The people will feel serious. The situations will. So it's important we balance it out with like fun, entertainment, things that we enjoy, our hobbies, things like that. Really important that we make time for it. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Page of Swords. I do feel, going this way, that someone could have their eye on you from the past. I don't even think you're thinking about it, so wouldn't even worry about it. This person could eventually try to communicate with you, but I don't know, I feel like too late. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Two of Wands. Yes, like I've been saying since 2020 that everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. So, I feel for a lot of you that leaving a comfort zone or trying new things in life is going to lead to a lot more success. Two of Wands, normally he's standing at the top of a castle. He's looking out into the world. He's got the whole world in his hands, though. It's like he's looking out in front of him thinking, oh, this is all I can accomplish. But he has the whole world in his hands. He can accomplish, like, there's no limits to what he can accomplish, but he has to believe it. And he has to also leave a comfort zone to be able to have those experiences, right? And people always ask me, like, how do I get to the other side where everything I want exists? And I'm like, well, I'm starting a whole new channel, my Chris Rec channel. I'm starting a whole new thing all about like having experiences and experimenting, but basically running experiments in life. And experiments aren't like nerdy science experiments. It could be, but we're talking about just doing things you've never done before. And I know that sounds obvious, but nobody does it. So there you go. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Eight of Wands. There is definitely love communication coming in for you this summer. We do have Venus retrograde, and I will say, Venus retrograde will be starting towards the end of June. I think it's July. I'm pretty sure it's the 22nd of July. I don't know. I haven't looked at the charts in a while. And it ends at the beginning of September. So, we do have Venus retrograde. Venus retrograde, though, I will say, there is one thing about it is that Venus retrograde can actually bring in the love of your life. So, I don't necessarily agree that we shouldn't like date or meet new people during Venus retrograde. One thing I will say is that if it's going to suck, it's going to suck. Like, if you're with a person you're not supposed to be with during Venus retrograde, absolutely could lead to a breakup, absolutely could lead to a bad ending or something like that, right? But what I would say is if you're starting something new during a Venus retrograde, it's probably going to end pretty quickly, like during the retrograde, because, it's like you won't be compatible right away. But again, so I have heard many stories of people meeting the love of their life during Venus retrograde. So, don't be surprised if it happens. With the Temperance card, you have the moon here. I feel like you're seeing something clearly, actually. The moon would normally represent confusion, but with that Temperance card, again, I was getting something about you recognizing your power, but I feel like the power is you being able to bring something into reality, like being able to manifest. The Eight of Wands is a card of manifestation. You have the Eight of Wands twice. So I feel like you're seeing like what you can create, what you can do, the things that you can, have in life and all that other good stuff. So I feel pretty good about this. And with the star, you have the Nine of Cups. Make a wish. I literally said at the beginning of the reading that star card was like a wish or wish fulfillment or something like that. So I definitely feel there's a wish coming in for you. It's funny that she is bathing here in the water. She's actually in the pool of universal consciousness in this deck here. And I always say with the Nine of Cups that we have to bathe. The Nine of Cups it's about making a wish, but the true meaning of the Nine of Cups is bathing in the energy of something you want. The guy on the card is normally chubby. He's meant to look chubby because he's about to have a feast. And it kind of represents the fact that he's having a feast because he's had one before. And, if you want love, you have to have love before you can have love. If you want abundance, you have to have abundance before you can have abundance. So I always say, if you want love, go love a dog, go love a cat, go be in love with something. It doesn't have to be a person. It can just be a thing. You just have to be in the energy. Same thing with abundance. You can think abundant thoughts and attract more abundance into your life, and it's free. So even if you don't believe in it, try it for 30 days and see what happens. But pretty interesting reading here, Gemini. I think it's pretty straightforward. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Again, contest down below. Leave a comment. You can enter at the link in the pinned comment down below as well. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.